Hi everybody, my name is Paul Catanzaro, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why I think that Jimi Hendrix was a more talented guitar player than Eric Clapton. If you asked any of your favorite rock musicians around today who they have been most influenced by, I bet that 9 out of 10 of them will mention Hendrix, Clapton, or both. Hendrix is a better guitar player because of his unique style of playing, his music was more influential, and his knowledge of music theory far surpassed that of Eric Clapton. There's a reason why Rolling Stones magazine named Jimi Hendrix the #1 guitar player of all time in 2015, with Eric Clapton falling in second. First, I'm going to talk to you about Jimi Hendrix's unique style of play. Jimi Hendrix was an American guitarist who, according to TheGuardian.com, started his debut in Great Britain in 1966. He played many sold-out shows and was a big hit in the UK. Because he debuted in Great Britain, he had much British influence in his playing, which Eric Clapton never got to experience. Hendrix then came back to America and was part of the British invasion along with bands like the Beatles, the Kinks, and the Rolling Stones. Another interesting thing about Jimi Hendrix was his guitar setup. He was a left-handed player and played a right-handed white Fender Stratocaster, just like the one that you saw me playing earlier. What he did was he strung his guitar upside down and then played it upside down. He also used heavy distortion and special effects that were very uncommon at the time. He liked loud amplifier settings and almost unpleasant sounding feedback from his amps. Here's a quote from Hendrix from the book Jimi Hendrix Musician. "They say we are obscene and vulgar, but we play our act as we've always played." Some things that would make fans think that he was obscene and vulgar would be that he was one of the first musicians to play the guitar with his teeth. He was one of the first musicians to play a guitar solo behind the back, and he also sometimes during his shows pelvic thrust the guitar onto large amplifiers. Some were disgusted by the playing, but that's just what made him so interesting. Fans couldn't wait to see what he was going to do at his next shows. The next thing about Hendrix was that his music was more influential than Clapton's. Hendrix was more of an innovator than Clapton. Clapton liked to stay in the bluesy genre, while Hendrix liked to think of new ways to impress and entertain people. Clapton and Hendrix were both influenced by people like B.B. King and Buddy Guy, but Clapton just stuck to that style of play. Hendrix broke down musical barriers and introduced new ways of playing. The third thing I'm going to talk to you about is Hendrix's knowledge of music theory. According to the blog BohemianGuitarist.com, both Hendrix and Clapton were self-taught. Clapton knew music theory, but again did not like to leave his bluesy comfort zone. Hendrix excelled in blues, American and British, hard and soft rock, and psychedelic rock. I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to listen to my speech, and hopefully I've given you some valuable input on why Jimi Hendrix is a better guitar player than Eric Clapton. I'm going to leave you with one more iconic riff from the song Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix.